Dash dash dash. The storm rolled over the small mountain town like an angry beast, swallowing streets, burying cars, and icing windows shut. It was the kind of night when everyone hurried home. Everyone except Ethan Cole, the quiet, warm-hearted mechanic who had never learned how to say no to people who needed help. Ethan worked at a tiny roadside garage that barely stayed open during winters. Money was tight, business was slow, and his heater in the back office rattled like an old man wheezing for air. But tonight, as he was locking up early because of the storm, he saw something unusual. A small stuffed reindeer sat on the counter, forgotten, lonely, soaked from melted snow. He recognized it instantly. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, had been at the garage earlier with her mom. Their car had a broken tire. Ethan had changed it quickly and didn't charge them a penny, noticing how the mother's hands trembled as she counted money that wasn't enough. He remembered the girl clutching the toy tight to her chest as if it were her whole world. Now it was sitting there. And outside, the storm was getting worse. Ethan stared at the toy, feeling something twist inside him. Childhood memories of Christmases he never had. Of simple kindness he always wished someone had shown him. He grabbed his coat, wrapped the toy in a dry cloth, and stepped outside. The wind slapped him like an icy brick. But he walked anyway. The girl's mother had mentioned they were staying on the other side of town at a rented cabin. A 45-minute walk on a clear day, tonight, maybe more. But he couldn't shake the image of the little girl crying because she had lost her only comfort. He trudged forward, boots sinking deep into white drifts. His beard frosted over. His hands burned from cold. Cars slid past him, some slowing to look, but no one stopping. Just a lone mechanic, walking through a blizzard, clutching a stuffed reindeer like it was treasure. Halfway across town, he heard it. A tiny voice. Faint. Barely there. He turned, heart pounding. At first, he thought it was the wind. But then he heard it again, a small cry for help. He followed the sound and found a car stuck in the ditch, hazard lights weakly blinking. A woman inside was panicking, and a young boy was coughing in the backseat. The engine was dead. Without thinking, Ethan helped wedge the car free, crawling under freezing metal, scraping his hands, pushing with his entire weight until the tires caught traction. The woman cried in relief, thanking him again and again, offering money he refused. "Just get your boy warm," he said, breath trembling. He walked on. By the time he reached the cabin area, his vision blurred from exhaustion. He nearly turned back, until he saw her. The little girl from earlier, standing at the window of the small wooden cabin, face pressed to the glass, crying silently as she held nothing in her arms. Ethan knocked. The mother opened the door, shocked to see him soaked, shivering, and carrying the reindeer. "Why you walked here? In this storm?" Ethan simply nodded and handed the toy to the girl. Her face lit up with a joy so pure it almost brought him to his knees. "Mr. Mechanic, you saved him," she squealed, hugging his legs. Ethan smiled, cheeks stinging with cold, but warm where it mattered. The mother looked at him differently now. A mixture of gratitude, and something like guilt. "You didn't have to do this," she whispered. "Yeah," Ethan replied softly. "But I figured, she needed it." She invited him in for warmth, but Ethan shook his head. He didn't want to impose. He turned to leave. But what Ethan didn't know was this. This simple act, the toy in his hand, the storm on his back, the kindness in his heart, was about to change the entire course of his life. Because the woman he helped tonight was not just any mother. She was the soon-to-be CEO of the company that controlled the fate of every auto shop in the region. And she had seen a kind of character in him that no resume could ever show. Chapter 2: The Dean of Decisions and the Mechanic Who Never Asked for Anything. Hook. Chapter 2. She kept searching, wanting to find the man who walked through the storm not for reward, but for a child's smile. 2 days passed. The storm cleared. The town thawed. But Ethan, he went back to work as usual. Quiet. Alone. Fixing cars in the same cold garage with the same rattling heater. He didn't expect anything to come of that night. He didn't even tell anyone what he did. Acts of kindness meant something only when done silently, at least, that's what he believed. Meanwhile, in a luxury hotel across town, Maya Turner, the mother he helped, was staring at her laptop, deep in thought. Papers scattered across the table. Emails from board members. Corporate announcements waiting to be finalized. She was about to officially step in as the new CEO of Ridgeway Automotive, the largest auto service company in the entire region. But there was something she couldn't shake. Ethan, the man who walked through a blizzard to return her daughter's toy. Who helped a stranger's broken car in the dark. Who never asked for recognition, or a single dollar. Her daughter, Lily, couldn't stop talking about him. "Mommy, Mr. Mechanic is a superhero," she said. "He saved my reindeer in that lady's car. You should make him your boss." Maya laughed at first, but something about those words stuck. A CEO's job was to find leaders. Honest ones. People who did the right thing when no one was watching. She decided she had to find him. The search. Maya visited every auto shop in town. No luck. She asked residents, shop owners, taxi drivers, cafes. No one seemed to know the man she described. Finally, an old gas station owner snapped his fingers. "You're talking about Ethan Cole. Good man. Works at that dying garage by the highway." Maya didn't wait a second. The meeting that changed everything. Ethan was underneath a truck, fixing a rusted axle, when he heard the soft click of expensive heels on concrete. When he rolled out, he froze. Maya stood there with a gentle smile, her daughter beside her, clutching the reindeer he delivered. "You're the mechanic from that night," Maya said softly. Ethan wiped his hands, suddenly embarrassed by the state of the garage. "Hope the toy made it home safe," he said with a humble shrug. "It did," Maya said, kneeling to meet his eyes. "But that's not why I'm here." She told him everything, her new position, her responsibilities, how the company was searching for honest people to promote into leadership roles at local branches. "And I kept thinking," she said, voice warm. "What kind of person walks through a blizzard for a little girl's forgotten toy?" Ethan didn't know what to say. He felt his throat tighten. No one had ever seen his worth before. Not like this. Maya extended a folder toward him. Inside was an offer letter. A position far above mechanic level. A salary 10 times what he currently earned. A training scholarship. Full benefits. And one line that made him blink hard. "This opportunity is offered because of your demonstrated integrity, compassion, and leadership." Ethan stared at the words, hands trembling. He had spent his entire life fixing broken things. Never imagining that life could finally fix something for him. "I don't know what to say," he whispered. "Say yes," Lily giggled. "Superheroes need bigger garages." Maya smiled at her daughter, then at Ethan. "You didn't do what you did for reward. That's why. You deserve it." The message. A new beginning. Months passed. The old garage by the highway got remodeled under Ethan's supervision. He trained new staff, ran community programs, and became known as the mechanic who turned kindness into leadership. Every Christmas, he visited families in need, giving toys, repairing cars for free, and reminding people of that snowy night. And Maya? She remained the CEO, but often visited the branch Ethan managed, bringing Lily with her. There was friendship, respect, and unspoken warmth between them all. Ethan learned that sometimes one small act, one step into a storm, can lead you exactly where you were meant to be.